Hello, kumusta? It's Joseph Savannah. Welcome to this podcast. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day ahead of you. With that being said, get your cups and thoughts ready as we brew your random dose of coffee and the psyche. Today is a Friday, November 21, as I am recording this, and honestly, this week has gone by fast. As per usual, before we start our topic, I will share a significant thing that happened to me recently. So last week, I was able to visit Kylo's work because they had an event. He stepped out for a bit to come and pick me up so I can check his workout. I met his coworkers and I honestly had a lot of fun. My jaw was just hurting because I was smiling and laughing all throughout. I had a fun conversation with his coworkers and they were just so funny. One of them asked, what if if English is the language that we speak in the Philippines? And of course I had to ask him why. He then complimented my English as a response and asked if all Filipinos could speak English. I confidently said yes because the reason for that is because Filipinos are fast learners. We are street smart. We can easily pick up languages, and one of them being English. Even though we just like listen to it passing by down the road, we can easily understand. We are quite fast with context clues. And yeah, I'm quite confident saying that yes, most Filipinos, if not all, knows how to speak in English. I also told this coworker that English is being taught at such an early age, no matter what school, may it be a private institution or a public one. I shared that it's being taught in schools from early education until higher education, and it actually surprised this coworker. So it was just nice to have a conversation and be proud of the Philippine education system because it really is something to be proud of. Yes, our accent is obvious whenever we talk in English, but that's just because we tend to over enunciate our words. It's because our native language, our dialect, has hard vowel sounds that makes our diction crispier if I were to describe it. Overall, it was a fun night. I got to see my man in action, and it's nice because he already got to see me in action when I was working back then, and now I get to experience it. Jumping on to our topic today, I was thinking way too hard on whether or not to share this. I'm a firm believer of out of sight, out of mind. It's a practice that I observe, so I don't dwell too hard on certain things. But then I was drawn to share this because last night I received something I really wasn't expecting to receive. Just a little backstory, like a quick backstory. My father died when I was 17 and my sister was 9. A year after he died, my mother had to go work as an OFW abroad so she can support us. So we stayed with her older sister, our tita and tito, and we were under their roof since I was 19 years old, I think, until 25, until I move abroad here at 25. Now my tito has this prayer card inside his car, and before we go to our destination, literally before the moments, like before he drives, he makes my sister read the prayer in that card. And it's just been like a tradition. It's been part of our routine whenever we go to places. It's this safety blanket that makes us feel secure and confident and guided throughout the ride, throughout the travel. So, this specific prayer card is specifically for safe travels. It's back to back. One side has the title A Driver's Prayer, and the other side has the title A Traveler's Prayer. Now, just recently, Kylo's family members went back to the Philippines for a quick vacation. And we asked Kylo's cousin to buy us some stuff. It's just my skincare, his rosary bead for for the car, and some t-shirts, some local t-shirts. To mention, Kylo's cousin and my sister our classmates. So they both went during their vacant period. They both went to the shop to buy the stuff that we asked them to. Plus, we want this rosary bead from a specific store because the stuff that they sell in that store is already blessed. I mean, that's how I was informed. So we got that stuff last night and I open it. Lo and behold, the specific prayer card was inside. And when I saw that prayer card, the moment I saw the title, emotions just came rushing in. I was teary eyed. I instantly knew it was my sister who picked that one out because it just made sense. Mind you, we didn't ask for them to buy this card. That's why I was overwhelmed with emotions because it was a thoughtful gesture. There was something thoughtful and something I didn't expect. This led me to discuss homesickness as a topic. I've been here for barely a year, and this is the question I get asked a lot here. My answer always is not really, and that's a truth. I was 10 years old when I first started joining leadership camps, which makes us camp out on school grounds, which means sleep on school grounds for 3 nights or 2 nights. And I got used to that. I think that contributed a lot to my independence early on. I went to live alone in the big city at 16 when I attended senior high school at a university. So in short, I got used. I got used to being away from my family. I got used to living alone. The first time I went to Baguio City was because of a leadership that my alma mater sent us to. So I was sixth grade. 12, I think. I was 12 or 13 years old, so I was in sixth grade, a minor. I went with a few staff members and 39 other students because we were all 40 students. Baguio City is a flight away, a flight and a bus ride away from my hometown. And we were there for like a week. It was my first time visiting that place, and it was definitely an experience that made me independent and made me used to not being with my family all throughout or like all week. So, homesickness is something you can't really explain honestly. You feel sad because you miss your home, the people you were used to being with, and the ways of your routine that have been keeping you sane. It's a deeply sad emotion because most of the time when life hits the hardest, that's when you feel the most alone, the most lonely. And those who constantly feel homesickness are some of the strongest people I know. Lucky we are that we are the ones feeling homesickness, especially to those who work at an OFW. Lucky are you guys that you are the ones your family rely on. It's such a responsibility, it's such a weight, but everyone, not everyone can do that. And if that's the fate given to you, that means I believe that your family and the Lord, Him above, will have something or already has something great, like very deeply big, great plan for you. I'm not trying to glorify or to romanticize being an OFW because boy is it hard. I can only imagine having to miss all important occasions because you have to be the one working in a foreign country just to give a better life for your loved ones back home. The last thing I want is to romanticize the hardships and the sacrifice. I say this because oftentimes, we see homesickness as a negative emotion because it makes us sad. But living life to the fullest is all about shifting perspectives. Speaking for myself, I see homesickness as something I should be grateful for. I feel homesick because I am away with my family, because I was lucky enough to find the love of my life, albeit in a foreign country. And for that, I am grateful. If you feel homesick because you are an OFW and you miss your kids so much, it is hard to not dwell on it, but sometimes that's how you move forward, to not dwell on it. too much on the fact that you are far from them, but instead look forward to how you are paving their future and your future for them. I mentioned earlier that we lost our father when I was a teenager, and I feel like that man has been homesick all his life, ever since he had us. He was barely in any of our birthday celebrations. He was not present during academic achievements. He was absent a lot growing up. And it's something that we have to understand through the years. We have to deeply internalize why he had to work to do what he did. And I feel bad for him because he was the one who had to sacrifice his time with us in order to give us a better future. He died aboard the ship, he died from cardiac arrest. And I still think that he died still feeling homesick. Yeah, because of him, we were able to study at a private school, later on became full academic scholars of that same private school. Both my sister and I, most of our basic education, we are able to attain full scholarships. And we wouldn't have been scholars of that institution if he didn't worked his ass off to enroll us in that place in the first place. It is hard being away from the place that has given us comfort all our lives and away from the people that gives us that comfort. Being homesick in such a way is like looking back on your past self. It's feeling nostalgic about saying goodbye to your comfort zone. It's this feeling that keeps tugging on you to go back because that's where you feel the safest. But I like thinking of it this way. We are lucky that we are the ones feeling homesick because it means we are at this point in our lives that we are the ones paving a life for our loved ones. Just like what my father did. Those of you guys feeling homesick are the ones who are in a moment of change in your lives, a defining moment of change in your lives. You are homesick because you're the strong one who will take your family out of poverty or give a better future for them. And mind you, this is so true. I have cousins who decided to work abroad just to give back to their parents. It cost them a lot of family dinners, family gatherings. But through those sacrifices, they were able to give a better life, a house, a car for their parents. And it's so heartwarming to hear their story and be able to witness that story because life is nothing but a circle. It's a wheel. It's just the world is round. It's a cycle. Your parents will do everything for you so you can graduate school. And once the kid is able to, it's their time now to give back to the parents because then the parents can rest, have a vacation, and enjoy their hard work. Their hard work, meaning their their kid or what their kid is right now. You are their hope, and if being homesick is what it takes to give your family a better future, I'd take that any day. If you are somebody who misses home, who misses the food, the ambiance, the noise, I hope this mindset could help with your homesickness. I really do. Once you feel it, you can't just stop it. That's why. It's a rush of emotions all together at once, and you don't even understand why you're feeling sad or which one is actually making you sad. Is it the people? Is it the food, the ambiance, the noise? What is the thing that you miss? Because it's all together at once. And most of the time, as I said earlier, one thing that can help is by shifting perspectives out of sight, out of mind, and always looking forward, but also remembering while being grateful of where you are right now. Per usual, I am ending this episode with what I am grateful for. I am grateful for coffee. Whoever the founding fathers or mothers of coffee and whatever coffee drink they invented, thank you so much for your service to us humans. You don't know how many lives you've changed, how many lives you've saved because of the magic that a coffee bean holds. I survived 2 years of being a news reporter because of coffee. I survived university because of it. And I basically owe coffee my life. which is why I am immensely grateful. Anyways, this has been Chelsea Savannah serving you your brew of the day. Just is out.